What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all a quick update of Bitcoin. Right now we're sitting at $28,681. We're down about 3% on the day. What I want to do, guys, was map out some major resistance areas that Bitcoin's facing, as well as this 50 moving average that we're testing right now. So today's candle close is going to be extremely important. If we do have a strong bearish candle close below that 50 moving average, I would look down, guys, most likely to this next area of support, which is going to be around 27,000. If that doesn't hold, then we're going to be looking down to that previous $25,000 level that was resistance that we broke up through. We would want that to become support. And then if that's not support, we're looking down to this 200 moving average. Those are the main areas that we're paying attention to right now. But as we're looking at this on the 1-day time frame, something I wanted to map out for you guys, I really pay a lot of attention to these order blocks because, guys, they're going to show the institutional investors, the big players in the game, where they buy, where they sell. And recently, last night, right around this $25,000 area, one of the green buy order blocks that I had disappeared here. So some orders got taken out at that level, at least from what I'm looking at here. So that's something that I do want to pay attention to, guys, as we're trading up into this range here where we have a lot of overhead resistance. You can see this red sell order block, this big one up here. That's a big one for us. And then also this candle today, we're going to wait for the candle close, but so far that's a pretty bearish candle. We're going to have to see what type of volume the candle closes on. If we get into our relative strength as well on the 1-day time frame, our relative strength is at 50 right now. So we want to see it have 50, or basically turn 50 into a support. We got to stay up above 50, guys, because many times on the daily time frame, when you start dropping below that 50 line, that's going to show weakness, and many times we'll get pressure back down to some lower levels. If we're taking a look at our MACD as well, we're in the negative on the daily, negative 27. We have not had a positive cross yet either. So when we're looking at this, we're just anticipating some lower levels because we've really struggled to get over top of $30,000. That's been a big psychological level for us. So if we step back and we put a fib from our 200-day moving average here in white, and we take it to the top, we want to look at some main levels that potentially could be support if we retrace, guys. So typically that 0.382, that's a great level to hold if we're going to get major continuation. So far, we're still trading up above that. We're going to have to see what happens at that level. That's going to be at $26,718. Next area is going to be that 0.5. That's going to be at $25,360. That's the main area we were talking about. That was previous resistance that we broke up through on a nice strong candle here. We would want that to become support. The next major area is at 0.618, and that's going to be at $24,000, guys. Many times we get down to that range, and if you do get down to that range, guys, what we have to be careful of is the potential of a lower high if we do get up into that area, because right now, guys, if we continue this here, we've had a lower high right around 31,000. We've had a lower high at about 30,000. And then we tried to push up to about 29,860, and we got rejected today so far. Obviously, we still have a lot of day left, over 8 hours left to see how this candle closes. We definitely could get sucked back up in that range, but you got to keep an eye on these things, guys. You have to be prepared, especially if you're looking for great buying opportunities down the road here. Looking back at that 200 moving average, looking back at these ranges where we see these green order blocks is going to be important. You always want to have that plan ready. So if we get into the 4-hour time frame, we're going to dig in here and see if we're seeing any other support areas playing out. So right now on the 4-hour time frame, and also if you get some from these videos, guys, you like the way we present this, not try to sell you a bunch of stuff and just really present the technicals, let me know down low. Also, let me know what you got going on today. Got a baby shower for my sister today, so my wife's going to be at that, and I got the little guy I'm going to be babysitting. So just want to put that out there, guys. You let me know what you got going on today. It's always interesting. So here, guys, when we're stepping back and we're taking a look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, we're now starting to drop below this 200 moving average, and we had a pretty strong, let me get this out of the way here, sorry about that, guys. We had a pretty strong bearish candle here that came on above average volume, and we closed below this 200. So we're going to have to get back up above that. We are running into a little buy area on the 4-hour time frame here. You can see this buy order block, and this is going to be from 27,300 up to around that $28,500. So we have to see if this area does get bought up if we get into the hour time frame. And then right after this, we're going to take a look into the block really quick for us as well, guys. So on the hourly time frame, you can see some more bids stacked up here. So we're going to have buy orders anywhere from 26,828 up to about that 28,276. So if you're a trader on the 1-hour time frame, that's an area of support you want to look at. And then in terms of overhead resistance, guys, and just take a look how well this order block did up here. We pushed up into it 4 times, and then we had that big sell-off, and each time we had a pretty big sell-off. We pushed up here, had a massive sell-off, pushed up again, sold off, pushed up again, sell-off, all the way up again, and then another sell-off. So what this will help you with is, say you're looking up here, guys, and you're like, oh, I want to get into a trade, and you see one of these big red order blocks. It's going to show you, most likely you're going to want to wait for lower levels. So what this really does for me is help wait for that support and resistance area, which is going to have a great risk to reward ratio. Because if I do enter the trade, say we enter a trade up here, guys, I don't short Bitcoin, but just giving an example. So say we entered a trade up here, we see a bearish candlestick pattern coming out of this order block, we put our stop up above, and you have a really nice risk to reward ratio. And if it goes up any higher, then you get stopped out with a minimal loss. But if it does go well for you, as you can see here, just to give an example to the downside, I mean, there's a nice 4% trade there. So always watch these things, guys, both to the upside and the downside, because if you're in a winning trade to the long side and you see something like this, that can also let you take your profits if you're a shorter term trader. So bouncing back to the 1 day time frame, one thing I wanted to take a look at next here, guys, was into the block for us. And we're just going to do this really quick. So right now we're just going to give you the overall view here. Holders making money at the current price, 62% are in the money, 28% are out of the money, and then 10% are going to be at the money. Concentration by large holders is going to be 11% right now. Total exchange inflows is going to be $3.42 billion in the last 7 days. Total exchange outflows is going to be $3.07 billion. So a little bit heavier on the total exchange inflows, which shows a little bit of selling pressure. Our overall signals is going to be 3 bearish, 3 neutral, and 1 bullish. On-chain signals right now, guys, network growth, we're at 0.25 bearish, large transactions 0.57 bearish, and then exchange signals, the bid and ask volume right now is about neutral here, just 0.00, and then our derivatives markets, our futures market momentum is a negative 0.25 to the bearish side. So if you get some from these videos, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Just want to put this information out there. Be really careful and really patient up in these areas. God bless and take care.